everything stopped. The studio, which was once full of noise, suddenly fell silent. The stage lights dimmed, and every gaze turned toward one person, Wang Yibo. His face was calm, expressionless, but his eyes told a different story. There was something hidden there, an old wound that had just been reopened. And then, in a trembling yet steady voice, he said something that froze the entire world in silence. Can I still continue my life in this industry? Well, my friend left me in such a tragic way. At that moment, time itself seemed to stop. No one moved. No one spoke. There was no applause, no background music, only a heavy silence and the sound of breath being held back. Hello, drama lovers. Welcome back to K-pop World. Today, we're diving into a moment that made the entire Asian entertainment industry fall silent. A simple question, but behind it lies a story of loss, guilt, and the weight of love that never fades. Just 20 minutes ago, Wang Yibo asked a question that broke millions of hearts across the world, and even made his closest friend, Xiao Zhan, shed tears he could no longer hold back. This isn't just a story about a celebrity's sadness. It's about friendship, about loss, and about how someone struggles to keep living when a part of their soul is gone. That day was supposed to be ordinary. Yibo came to the studio for an exclusive interview to talk about his new projects, his tours, and his future plans. But no one expected that one simple question from the interviewer would unlock a door to a past he had kept tightly shut. How do you stay motivated amid so much pressure and loss? The reporter asked gently. Yibo fell silent for a long time. His usual firm smile began to fade. He looked down at the floor, as if trying to calm the storm inside him. Then, in a voice barely above a whisper, he said, I don't know if I even deserve to be happy anymore, when the person who understood me most is no longer here. His tone was soft, almost too quiet to hear, but those words pierced through the hearts of everyone watching. And then, he looked directly into the camera, eyes glistening with tears, and asked, Can I continue living in this industry when my friend himself left me in such a tragic way? The name Yu Minglong suddenly filled every comment section. For some, he was just another talented actor. But for Wang Yibo, he was so much more. They weren't just co-stars. They were brothers. Two souls trying to survive in an unforgiving world. They laughed behind the scenes, shared midnight conversations about dreams and fears, and lifted each other up when the weight of fame became too heavy to carry. But fate had its own plan. Yu Minglong's passing was too sudden, too painful, too tragic. When that tragedy struck, Yibo broke down completely. He withdrew from public life, turned down interviews, and avoided the spotlight. Yet, whenever he stood on stage, he still smiled, masking the sorrow that never truly left his eyes. Until that night, when his heart could no longer hide behind the cameras. People in the studio later shared that, after the cameras stopped rolling, Yibo stayed seated for a long time. He stared blankly at the ceiling and whispered to himself, I miss him, but I'm afraid that I'll start forgetting his voice. That moment never aired, but one crew member shared online, and within hours, the world realized that Yibo's pain was still very real. A few hours after the interview aired, Xiao Zhan posted a message on Weibo. Just one simple sentence. Short, yet powerful enough to break hearts. True friends never really leave. They live in every step you take. Within an hour, it went viral. Over 2 million comments flooded in. Fans of Yibo, Xiao Zhan, and even other fandoms across the world came together, united by shared grief and empathy. Because everyone knew this wasn't about fame. It was about love. It was about loss. It was about two friends standing by each other, even in silence. You remember, right? How close Yibo and Xiao Zhan once were during the Untamed. Their bond wasn't just on screen. It was real, unspoken, yet deeply felt. And now, when Yibo is at his lowest point, Xiao Zhan steps in again, not through grand gestures, but through quiet support, the kind that speaks directly to the soul. Hours later, fans around the world began flooding the internet with messages. Hashtags like hashtag Stay Strong Yibo and hashtag For Yumeng soared to the top of global trends. Fan-made tribute videos began circulating. Beautiful, tearful compilations of Yibo and Menglong laughing together, talking behind the scenes, and living the moments that now exist only in memory. In one viral video, the caption read, "Maybe he left too soon, but through Yibo's tears, we all see what true friendship really means." And indeed, loss is always real, no matter how strong someone looks. No fame, no spotlight can ever mask the pain of losing someone dear. One journalist who witnessed the scene wrote, "I saw Wang Yibo bow his head for a long time. He didn't cry, but in his silence, I could feel the weight of 1,000 tears. And truly, the world cried with him that night." A single question, so raw and honest, had opened the floodgates of emotion for millions. But then, something beautiful happened. Late that night, Wang Yibo's official account posted a single photo, a picture of the evening sky. The caption read, "I will keep going." For him, just 5 words, yet it carried a strength that shook the hearts of his fans. Because now they knew he wasn't moving on to forget. He was moving forward to honor. And perhaps that's what love truly means. That even when someone is gone, they continue to live through us, through our memories, through the courage to keep walking. Xiao Zhan once said something that now feels more powerful than ever. In one of his interviews, he said, "Sometimes being strong doesn't mean not crying. It means facing tomorrow, even when your heart is still broken." And maybe that's exactly what Yibo is doing now. He's crying, he's hurting, but he's still standing. He's still breathing. He's still brave enough to face the light, even when surrounded by darkness. The world sees the glamour, the fame, the spotlight, the perfection. But very few see the loneliness that comes after the applause fades. Behind that flawless smile lies a young man who lost someone who understood him like no one else, and who's still learning how to live with that loss. As millions rewatch the interview tonight, they realize something profound. Even the brightest stars have shadows. Even the strongest hearts have cracks. And sometimes the most beautiful thing we can witness is not someone shining, but someone breaking and choosing to keep shining anyway. Hello, drama lovers. Maybe the story made you tear up a little, because behind all the glamour and fame, there are human beings, just like us, who love, who lose, who grieve. Yibo's question wasn't just about the entertainment industry. It was a cry from the soul, from someone still trying to find meaning after tragedy. And isn't that something we've all felt before? That guilt of moving on? That strange feeling of smiling again, when someone we love can't? But maybe, just maybe, as Yibo said through his silence, continuing to live isn't betrayal. It's love. Because when we keep walking forward, we carry those who left us in every step we take. When the interview ended and the studio lights went dark, Wang Yibo whispered softly into the air, "Thank you for staying with me this far." No one knows who he was speaking to. Maybe to his late friend, maybe to himself. But one thing's certain, it came from the deepest part of his heart. The world may never truly understand how hard it is for him to stay strong. But those who do, those who have lost, felt every word, every tear, every silence. So drama lovers, what do you think? Is Wang Yibo ready to move forward again? Or should he take more time to heal? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to send love and strength to both Yibo and Xiao Zhan. Because in the end, nothing shines brighter than true friendship. And nothing is braver than choosing to live, even when the heart still aches. Until next time, take care of your heart and never stop spreading love.